Will from Bax. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and then my bandmate Morgan is from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Changed very drastically, that I, from my background of listening to like Korn and Limp Bizkit and things like that, I had suddenly heard Bjork and everything kind of flipped on its head, and I was like, I've never heard anything like this in my life. Like, this is so invigorating and so exciting, and I just started to get more and more immersed with stuff. Songwriting through an electronic perspective, so that it's like you can think of it as like a weird like acoustic singer-songwriter thing, but not using that palette, using a completely different computer-oriented palette. And then that's how I record everything, but I still use live instruments, so it's a lot of different things. But usually the blanket statement is that, is like songwriting through an electronic perspective. We have tracks going in the background, and then we have different tools on stage to kind of manipulate things. And there's a drum synth on stage, this thing called machine drum, that will take the place of the rhythm tracks that we have, or kind of meld with them in some ways. That Morgan is pretty much in control of it. Every now and then I'll reach over and do some stuff with it. And then there's live guitar, live piano, and then me singing, and then a lot of effects and loops of all three of those things. Morgan sings a little bit too, and so it's just trying to like keep the sound of us performing live completely electronic in nature and in its roots, but that we're still performing, and every time you hear a sound you can see a physical motion that corresponds to it, so that it's like, even if you don't know what we're doing, you can trace those elements together. Like, I'll hit something and you'll be like, oh, or like make a sound, or like move a lever and be like, oh. Every now and then there's kind of like menu tapping, you know, like slightly have to touch something that's just turning an effect on or off, but it's never bullshit what we're doing, which is nice. We're never like faking our way through touching things. We're always trying to do something. So. And that keeps it fun for us. That's the other big thing, is that it's like the reason why we're doing so much in the set and why we have so many things on the table is so that it's still fun for us when we do it, and it feels complex and intriguing, because I think the two of us would get extremely bored very fast, and the show itself wouldn't feel worth doing or worth performing. And it's so much about that when you're doing a show. I've had that in my solo shows for a long time, where people mistook me for a DJ, and it drove me crazy, because it was like, I've made all this stuff, like, I'm doing stuff live, but this is making that far more realized, that it's like, you can see everything that we're doing, and there are tracks playing in the background, but we're still performing with them as much as possible, so it's still very physical.